is on the air. That Debbie Long, and look at the Sully Band today once again in full strength. Nice job.
Yeah.
I love how you guys put the 91X jacket up there from Rusty Nails. That's fantastic. I think that needs to stay up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe we can put more stuff in front of it, huh, guys? So we can't see it all.
That looks great right there.
Welcome to the program, myself, Sully, Little Tommy, and look who's guest host today, Mayor Rebecca Jones.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rebecca Jones.
How you like that?
Thank
I
you.
feel like jumping up on the counter
Why not?
here.
I think we all could agree that would be a mayoral thing to do for you.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever had an intro like that as the mayor of San Marcos?
No, damn it. I deserve that.
That's your new campaign slogan. No, damn it, you deserve me. I'm Rebecca Jones.
That's right.
Come on, let's light
But
this.
seriously, thank you very much for doing this.
No, it's my pleasure.
Kind of the tables have been turned for you. You know, we're going to have two guests here, and they usually interview you. You're going to interview them.
You get to ask Logan Byrnes and
Teresa Sardina.
anything you want.
Oh,
like
my
that. And
gosh.
both of them have interviewed you a number of times on KUSI.
Definitely. I'm actually looking forward to this because I've never had so much power.
You have you have a lot of power. First of all, and I think we're gonna try to do this as much as we can, is have a guest host in every week.
Yes.
That we can use the inner circle. You know, we're not introducing you from the lobby in the green room.
I know, that's a
You're
long
part
way
of the
to
inner
walk.
circle.
Yes.
Before we start real quick, I want to ask something. Did I hear tomorrow you have a big event? Is there something happening tomorrow?
I do.
What's going on?
It's the Spring Fling right there on Via Veracruz. It's going to be fun. Lots of fun for the family, food, and
Is there music there?
there is.
Really, guys? Did we get the? Do you guys get the? Did we get invited to play at the Spring Fling? I'm just checking.
Well, you didn't even respond to my text
Oh,
message.
whatever. You
I
know,
feel a
that's
little
all
hurt
he said.
here.
Oh, I got your people. They didn't respond back. The last time, have we ever played a San Marcos Summer Concert Series?
It was a personal text to you, Sully.
If I would have gotten an invite to play at this event, what is it called again? Spring
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 Fling.
Fling, right
Fling.
there, 9 to 5.
We love playing Spring Flings. Have we ever played a Spring Fling? Yesterday we got to play the 50th anniversary of DSC. And I've been
50th
a part
anniversure of
Did
KGB.
you see the human KGB flag out there yesterday? I call it a flag because you do the human flag when you
Yeah,
were on that.
and
that
the
little
same guy that
local
did-
radio show that you used to do.
The same guy that did the human flag, 20 years ago,
That's you.
did yesterday's, or did
Right.
yesterday's.
It was a human peace sign.
His
No,
name's
it's-
Eric Mabry. It was a 5-0 KGB. KGB celebrating 50 years. They started in 1972 on April 1st,
Yeah.
and the DSC, coincidentally, started 32 years ago on April 1st.
And do you remember what happened in this day in history? I can't remember the year with DSC.
It was like 91,
Yeah, it was. Do you remember what happened?
the space shuttle.
Oh my God! Do you guys know the story of the space shuttle?
No.
I would love to see if
Oh.
Rebecca was like mayor of San Diego as they did the. We'll tell the story a little bit later, but it really is very interesting. Let's get the show started. What do we got going?
All right. She is seen on both Good Morning San Diego and Good Evening San Diego. She's a San Diego native and one of the best reporters in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Sardina.
Here we go. Look at that. Look at this. Here we go. Wow, look who's here.
Wow, Tommy, you're saying the best reporter in the country?
I believe that.
What? And
Yes.
one of the best mayors in town.
But not the best. One of the best.
Wait.
I just picked it up before she did, because
Oh,
she was going to say
okay.
something anyway.
San Marcos Mayor Rebecca Jones. I've never met a mayor like her.
You've interviewed her. No?
Yeah, multiple times. You're so involved.
I am. You know what?
Yeah.
That's how mayors should be.
I agree.
Wow.
I
Did you
think
throw
I've
something
set the
down there?
bar. Well, I was actually going to come in, and when she came in, I went, wow, look at her dress.
I know.
I was thinking, dang, I feel so boring.
Mayorly?
Yeah. I feel so frumpy.
Is this your third time here?
My third time.
She's rolling in on the five club.
Oh, yeah. And Mayor Rebecca Jones
sorry.
as well.
Where are you at? Are you number 3 also?
I'm in the
You were in the practice show.
unpublished first one. So
She
you
did the
probably
practice show.
forgot
That's
about
right.
that.
That's right. I didn't. That's right. Yeah. And now she's storing shoes here. money for many pairs of shoes.
Well, I didn't have enough room in my garage. If you remember from my second episode.
Yeah, we found that out on this show, that not only does she have a closet full of clothes and shoes, but her garage doesn't have a car in it. It has Jimmy Choo's in it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't have Jimmy Choo's.
Well, that's right. You're a public servant. You can't say
That's
you do.
right.
Okay, yeah. She's got
But,
Walmart,
yeah.
and her dress Crocs are
Sorry, you'll never find Crocs anywhere near my house.
You're always so.
I think all of your constituents wear Crocs. I think you better take that one back.
But isn't it cool, Teresa, that Rebecca Jones, the tables have been turned, and she's going to ask
Yes.
you guys questions. Isn't that cool?
She gets to ask you. All right, who else?
Let's bring in the next guest.
Here we go.
From Beverly Hills to KUSI, the co-anchor from KUSI's Good Evening San Diego, Logan Byrnes.
Kidding me? You know his history? Teresa. Wow. See John Travolta.
Logan.
Oh my God. That's it? That's the song?
Yeah, that was your
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
God, he's like the most conservative anchor there, then all of a sudden.
You know what, Logan? That song right there is Saturday Night Fever, Staying Alive, 77, 78.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that same time, there was a movie called Grease that was out.
There was. I think
Yeah.
I've seen it a few
Grease was
times.
Yeah, and
Wasn't
it
it your
features
dad? Was his
it
dad?
features your dad.
Dad was in Greece. Vince Fontaine.
Your dad was Vince Fontaine.
The bandstand host.
Oh my God, that's a handsome looking
Oh yeah,
dude.
Marty had a crush.
He was a
Now, how
handsome
old
looking
were
guy.
you then? Were you born yet?
I was, let me do the math here. I don't know.
25,
Tommy,
26?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 28 now, so when was it?
You weren't born yet.
It's so hard to remember.
And wasn't he also in 77 Sunset Strip?
Yes, he was. Sully does his homework.
Yeah, well, Tommy called me this morning.
And he had a hit record.
As I said, hey,
And he had a hit record.
Cookie, lend me your comb.
Cookie, lend me your comb. I think I sent in some photos.
yeah, do we,
you guys have
do we have some?
Oh, yeah.
This is how, by the way, this is how Wednesday goes in
Yeah.
this family. Hey, who's on?
Who's that?
I go, you mean the Logan guy, the guy at KUSI?
That guy?
KUSI?
Yeah.
Oh, that
I
guy.
don't like him. We couldn't get anybody else.
I think you have fit in to that role so well.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
I mean, you have because, and by the way, if you don't know, I mean, the morning slot's pretty scooch over there. The evening
Yeah.
slot is equally as like maybe, or you're in the varsity,
Oh, yeah.
and maybe Paul
This is
Rudy's
big
in the,
time.
Paul Rudy's in the junior varsity.
Probably.
Good evening.
Could
wow.
be T-ball. I don't know.
Hey, Good
I
Evening
love
San Diego, they have great guests. I don't know who's booking that show, but they have great
Tommy's the booker, baby.
Let's face it.
You
Oh,
get
look,
these
your
people.
Hall of Fame thing's gone. I don't know where that went.
See, he's so energetic. See, when he has a suit
So
on.
do you
he's
guys-
Mr. Burns, and then when he,
Have you guys worked together on the desk? Because I've seen you on the
I
desk.
just met her out here in the green room. I've always loved you on the news. It's nice to finally meet you. This is amazing.
That's
How do you
super
do?
creepy.
It's
That's super
nice.
creepy and uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to jump in here.
Oh, here we go.
Rebecca Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
I am literally just kind of marveling at the dance moves when you walked in
Thank
here.
you.
Yeah.
Where did you even come from?
I know.
Yeah.
What the
Vince
heck?
Fontaine,
Yeah.
Grease, perhaps
The,
you've heard
the
of it.
buttoned up guy comes in here dancing around. I think you need to jump up on the countertop.
Maybe later. I don't know if this would hold me.
Jared Coleman, our Emmy Award-winning director, I was oogling Logan as he was dancing. Apparently, all those pictures of your dad were already up. So we don't have the ones I said we should have some pictures. Can we see one more again, Jared? I would just like to see. Look at that's him in the blue. And look at that. There's John Travolta.
Yeah.
And can you name the famous San Diegan also in that picture in the far left corner? Yeah, his name I forget his name was maybe. His name's Kelly Ward. Kelly Ward from the Ward family, who directed almost every Starlight musical and junior theater musical all through the 60s and 70s, and that was Kelly Ward.
Hey, who's that guy?
Up in the corner. and he and his family, Kirby, and forgive me, I forget their daughter's name, but long story short, the three of them had a kind of a storied career on only Broadway and everything else, and it was such a big deal for anybody who was in San Diego theater to see Kelly Ward on stage.
Oh, great!
Because that was the movie of the time.
That
man.
was
a big
huge
deal.
movie, wasn't
It really
it?
was.
I mean, yeah, this is where I got the moves.
Yeah.
But before we bring in the next guest, I have a question for you.
Let's talk, Tom.
All right, Logan.
Let's Talk Tom. That's a new show.
Tommy. Let's
That's
talk,
a new
Tommy.
show. Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
Hold
talk
on,
Tommy,
Tom.
because you're all going to be fascinated with this. Okay, you're 11 years old.
I was at
Okay,
one
hold
point
on,
in my life.
hold on. You're 11 years old, and I assume it's in your backyard.
No.
It wasn't.
I'm fascinated
Hold
now.
on, hold on. You're 11 years old, and you're in a hot tub with Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened. Thank you.
Like a
There,
boss.
finally,
Come on, hold on.
somebody.
Hang on, excuse me. I just gotta.
My dad used to play in these.
Hold on, man. Let's just take a moment of silence here. Because who didn't have the poster of the red bathing suit?
I know.
Right? Right?
Yeah, I had 2 of them. So.
James's friend Robert over here is the one who took that photo, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
We were in at a tennis tournament.
Yeah, sure.
My dad used
It
to
was
play
a-
tennis.
Sure, tennis
a
tournament,
celebrity
that's it.
tennis tournament, and she played tennis. It was actually in La Costa.
Wow.
And we walked by, and she was in the hot tub with a few other people.
So, of course, you were 11. I'm going to
I
hop
was
in.
like, hey, Dad, can you get me in the hot tub? He was like,
I
I'll get
recognize
you
her.
in. So he sat me down right next to her, and of course I had the poster, and she signed something. I think it was like, to Logan, lots of love, Farrah.
Yeah, and by the way,
I
you
still
might
have it
notice if he
actually in
takes
my
his shirt
wallet.
off-
Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
You know, where
That's
where
just
Tommy has Fallbrook right here.
Yeah.
You have.
right. I got Farrah. But it was fun growing up. Yeah, I went to Beverly Hills High and USC, and
You went to, so did you live in Beverly Hills?
90210. I worked at
my
Inside
gosh.
Edition, so I got to go to the Academy Awards a bunch of times. I think I have some of those pictures too.
Do you really?
I don't know if we
Look at
have
this.
them.
Yes.
And I'm so jealous. I love John Travolta. And
There he is.
Hey, there's Mark Wahlberg. He won't stop calling.
Here's the problem: is you're way taller than him. Was he on? You're like
Maybe I
a foot
scooched
taller.
down just so he wouldn't be so.
Oh, is that what you did? That was nice.
I
of you.
don't know.
You know, it's interesting because Teresa went to Madison High School. You went to Hilltop,
Castle Park.
I went to Claremont. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to 3.
Ooh, wow.
Ramona,
Done.
El Cajon Valley, and Valhalla.
Okay,
You were a
went
bad
to Valhalla
girl.
too?
I did.
And weren't you kind of a bad girl in high school?
No.
Here we go, Tommy. Let's talk about it.
Wait.
Spill the
I'm
beans,
asking
Jones.
you questions here. You're
Bill the Beans
trying
Jones.
to pass.
You guys know that song?
No, it's not happening.
But he went to Beverly Hills High. Was it like 90210 or was
Kind of.
Really,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, there were some fancy cars pulling into the driveways.
When I
That's
first found out, I thought you were joking. I
Yeah,
went to
most
Beverly
people
Hills
have.
High.
Where year did you graduate?
look at him. Of course you went to Beverly.
Tommy.
If there is a poster child of
it was
Beverly Hills High
2000.
graduates, it's him. Look at this. By the way, were you ever? Was it like when you grew up? Okay, you knew, hey, Dad, I'm either going to be a news anchor or a weatherman, right? Was it one of the two? I mean, you have those looks, right? You're headed.
I was a lawyer for a little while.
Were you
So
really?
I decided to try to be professional at this point.
Disbarred. Sorry.
Disbarred. Disbarred.
Had something
I
in
just
mind.
paid those fees, right? Don't do it yet.
You went to law school.
Yeah,
You were
I
an
went to
attorney.
I was an attorney for about 4 years. And
Is
then
that, so
I
is television, is that a leg up or is it a fall from grace?
yeah, I'll let you know in a little while.
Did you ever think about
I love
auditioning
it.
for LA Law? I mean,
I
remember
love
that
what I
show?
do now. It's so
Or
much more
Suits,
fun.
for example.
I could do that. Yeah.
All right, let's bring in the next guest.
Let's
and then
do
ask
it.
everyone questions.
All right, here we
Oh
go.
boy.
He's a San Diego legend. From Dream Hahn, from Wonderfront Festival. Ladies and gentlemen, Ernie Hahn.
There he is. There he is.
Oh, wow. Pulls out the thing. See you, buddy.
Love you, man.
Look at that, Ernie Hahn's here. This
mean-
has got to be your 5th time on the show. I think pretty close.
Good to be back.
But speaking of families and dads, didn't your family like invent like malls?
Shopping mall, yeah.
My grandpa, yeah.
Wow.
My grandpa back in the late 50s, early 60s, he was a contractor. And then in 1967, he did his first mall, which was La Cumbre Plaza up in Santa Barbara, where I was born. And then we moved down to San Diego about a year after that, late 68. And my dad came down to manage Fashion Valley, which was the first mall, which ironically is where the Padres used to play at
Right.
Westgate.
Exactly right.
And he redeveloped that, did the mall, and then went on and sold the company back in '82, and he was the largest shopping center developer in the United States at that point. Sold-
The inventor of the modern shopping mall.
yeah,
You know,
it's pretty.
How does that idea happen, right?
Yeah.
Is it on a napkin? We're going to take stores, we're going to put them
Right.
together.
No, it's true.
And then we'll make them.
He's the one that brought Nordstrom's down from the Northwest and had amazing relationships. Yeah, it's pretty. Another time we'll have to talk about him because he's just.
Well, and which makes you the perfect person by DNA to form Wonderfront and Dream Hahn. I mean, two of the biggest attractions in San Diego. One of which is the Wonder Bus, as I always say, the most harrowing day ever of my life. I mean, this is worse than having to speak in public when I was 12. And it wasn't the Wonder Bus thing. It was just the sheer danger of being on playing music.
We've upped our insurance. You'll be happy to know the insurance is high. We got an umbrella policy on the bus now.
I can't wait to hear the lineup.
You and the whole band got a chance to get your bus legs.
But I would love to go play that again. That was really fun. We had a blast. And then, of course, Wonderfront. And Wonderfront has some pretty big announcements coming up here.
Yeah, really exciting, as you know as well as anybody. And we've upped the ante even more this year and some really big bands.
Who?
Yeah,
Who's
do
coming
share
in?
with us.
Come on.
Friday night will be the Zach Brown Band.
Wow! Heard of them?
Wow.
Heard of them?
Saturday night is one of my absolute favorite, Kings of Leon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then
This is a big one.
and then Sunday, just a badass girl.
Yeah.
Rounding it out with Gwen Stefani.
Are you kidding?
Oh,
That's awesome.
So we're not messing around. And then amazing undercard lineup with like G-Eazy and Young the Giant. There's a ton of acts that are on it. Total of 80 bands, 3 days, all at North Embarcadero and South Embarcadero, which is around the corner. But you go from North Embarcadero right into Seaport Village, about 25,000 capacity a day, and 3-day tickets. GA is going to be $350, and then there'll be
So you get 3 days, all that music for $300.
Yeah,
That's
right on the water.
That's an average of $20 a band.
Question about Sunday. When Gwen Stefani's, because I've always wondered this, when Gwen Stefani's playing on Sunday, where do I meet you to meet her?
That's a good question, Tommy.
I'll let you know on the 20th of November. Just call me. I'm sure I'll be available and readily available.
What a great lineup.
It really is.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, she's a Southern California legend, and it's nice to have a strong woman on the bill to finish it off, and she's just fantastic.
Well, the other piece of this thing, too, is I don't know if you've seen her. I remember coming to one of the 94-1 things when they had a starter band called Maroon 5, and they had, I took my daughter.
Jingle Ball.
No, it was at the Sleep Train thing. But Gwen Stefani walks on stage like, that's a rock star. I mean, honestly, like that is a real legitimate rock star.
Real presence.
It was really good. You get a chance to.
Well, I can't wait to feature it on Good Morning San Diego.
Yeah, bring her on.
We're working on that.
All right.
Awesome.
Teresa Sardina, Logan Byrnes from Beverly Hills High School, Ernie Hahn, and our co-host, Mayor Rebecca.
Rebecca Jones.
I have more shoes than Imelda. Joe!
I was literally going.
Now that's some music, Tommy.
Yeah, it is.
That is some real music.
Sounds like Polk Salad Annie.
Sounds like Portland Bayou. Right?
What song is this?
Did you ask me what song it is?
Wow.
It's off of this album. Maybe you've heard of it.
That was some blues.
Oh, the Sully Band, baby.
It's called, this one here. The #1 song. The one that hit #2 on the blues chart this week on Billboard. You mean that song?
Congratulations, seriously.
When the Battle's Over is what it's called.
Wow.
I'm thinking you should flip that around so there could be a zoom in on that, just to give a little
director,
more.
listen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm all
Give her
about.
one shot and she's directing.
Hey, who's used to being in charge here? Me and Rebecca. All right, would you like, just
Sorry,
go-
I'm not
You know
trying
how
to
you
be
can get a really
control,
close look?
but
You buy it.
Do you know how you get a really exactly? Do you know how you get a really good look at it?
how?
But can I tell you this though? As long as we're talking about me, enough about you. What do you think about me? Is this the coolest
Look at that.
album you ever seen?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I want one.
I love
And we're playing by the Ace. Can we play it here?
That's amazing.
We'll do it
Oh,
later. We'll play it
gosh,
later.
it's
But you know
so
that
psychedelic.
this purple vinyl earned us. You know where that Ace parking lot ticket taker thing is downtown across from Petco?
Absolutely.
That's what we're playing at Wonderfront. It's not really in the Wonderfront, but we're going to say, hey, we're playing next Wonderfront.
Parking lot.
Wait, why?
No, that's not true. He's going to be actually at the Taste of San Diego, with
Which is the
Troy,
coolest place
which
ever.
is going to be rad.
Can I say this? I loved Kaboo, and I loved Kaboo for a number of reasons. I was intimately involved with Capital formation there, but also it's the first concert I went to that had a high touch experience. But when you hear about what Wonderfront's going to be, that is like the Chargers playing at Balboa Stadium versus the Charger or playing up in
SoFi.
in a new stadium or something like that. I mean, it really is. You guys have created this new high touch experience.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference, right? KUSI spent a lot of time and money on the VIP, which I think they did a very good job with. In the end, though, they were bringing bands to Del Mar, but there was at the fairgrounds.
Right.
And so there's the old expression, you don't bring sand to the beach.
Well, they tried to.
Well, they did.
And frankly,
and awesome, but I go back to my grandpa again. Location.
and you guys are on the water at
We're
the
on the
beach.
water at North Embarcadero into Seaport. A big touch point we have is you can go in and out of our festival. So
Right.
we want you to come in at 2 o'clock during the day, discover a new band like Almost Monday out of San Diego or Daring Greatly or
Sure.
whoever it may be. You get tired, you want to go back, you're 2 minutes to the Hyatt, you're 3 minutes to the Marriott, you want to go meet somebody at Barley Mash or one of the bars, do that. We think you'll actually spend more time in our festival, but you'll do it on your time and you'll discover San Diego as part of the process. And that's one of the reasons we do it November 18th to 20th. That is the slowest weekend in San Diego. So
Not anymore.
we're filling heads and beds. It's one of the reasons we get the funding from the tourism district. And it's all about, I think what you'll find in this, when we talk about this, everybody sitting at this table is, it's about San Diego.
I just
We
love it.
We
I
love
just love
San
this.
Diego. We want to do really cool things. And I think what you'll find is now with the VIP and the VVIP within this amazing festival site, great things.
And you
Well,
have
as you're
skateboarding.
talking, what we're showing the audience here is B-roll from last year or 2 years
you
ago.
can't beat that. And we're
Unbelievable.
partners with the Port of San Diego on this. And so it's bringing a lot of people that hadn't been to the waterfront, which is now the Wonderfront. It's bringing them back downtown, and they're getting the chance to see it and go, wow, this is amazing down here.
Does it feel good that it's finally happening? Because I know last year you weren't sure, and now this year it's happening.
Yeah, it's like 3 years later, right? It's like your sophomore year, but it's actually the
Yeah, but look at the excitement
Feels
still.
like
It's
10
isn't
years,
that the
honestly.
proof of concept that it's 3 years later you guys still have. I mean, there's still a buzz about the
People
thing.
had a great experience.
Yes.
That's the key. You know that you're going to invest in the brand the first year. We've talked about
Sure.
this, and Sully's been a mentor for me on a lot of this stuff because he knows it so well. And it's all San Diego investors that we brought in. You have Tony Hawk and Rob Machado, Trevor Hoffman. They're all ambassadors. And so everybody's in on just doing something really cool for San Diego. And I would hope that, like after this year and future years, you would think of this as kind of your music franchise that you're proud of, that you love it. You're wearing the W hat for Wonderfront. And
By the way,
that's what
great
we're-
logo. I mean, come on. Are you serious? Mayor Jones.
I have plenty to say about this subject.
I think you should, because don't you have that Rascal Flats stage? What's that thing's called over there? What's
The
that?
Rascal-
Moonshine Flats? What is that thing? Is that in your city?
No, but I.
Isn't Vista and San Marcos the
just
same
one
thing?
Let her-
I'm just
let her
asking-
talk,
I'm asking
let
a
her
question.
talk.
Oh, geez, Lord. No, let me just say this.
You guys hear me say it's
when you've
Vista and
got
San Marcos the
something
same
this
place?
cool happening downtown, it affects all of the cities. There's 18 of us, San Diego and then the rest of us. It helps all of us. So I'm excited that it's happening, but really putting San Diego on the map because people will come from outside. And our tourism district and all of our tourism here in the county, it's been hurting. And so to bring people in, I'm loving it. I think anything that puts San Diego on the map is wonderful for all of us.
I love how you can see one band and then they stop and then you see the other band
Right.
and then and it's
Yeah,
just
so
back and forth.
There's 2 stages.
80 bands,
Yeah,
right,
there's
over
2
3
stages out
days.
at North Embarcadero, 2 stages in Seaport, and we do that, and people loved it because if that band starts at 4 o'clock on this stage out at North Embarcadero and plays to 5, right at 5 o'clock on the stage next to it, it goes. So you get continuous music.
Yeah.
You're not waiting
Yeah.
on a set change.
Yeah.
And people love that. So you got 10 hours of music, 10 hours of music, and it's unique because of the setup and the capacities. A lot of the festivals, everybody goes to the one stage at the end. We can't do that because you've got 17,500 capacity out at North Embarcadero, 15,000 at South Embarcadero. So there will be 2 headliners that are playing at the same time of different genres. So it could be like Zach Brown playing from 8:30 to 10 o'clock on Friday night, and from 8:45 to 10 o'clock it may be G-Eazy over on this one. So it's different stages, different genres.
Different type
I
of
always like to say, I may walk in and take a right when I'm going to the festival. My 25-year-old boy's taking a left and he's going that way. But then you converge and it brings everybody together. And it's really, you can't beat the location.
I got a question for
happen,
I got a question for you, Teresa. When you go out and do the field stuff, what's the favorite? Can't be the transit district. This has got to be the favorite gig you get set up.
Oh yeah,
The yogurt shop, not so much.
yeah, I love covering all of it. The entertainment,
But this has
the
got to be
features.
something. That'd be super.
Yeah,
fun.
and
Hey, can I post
also-
up here all day? Because even when the news isn't on, I would love to. Wouldn't you just like, hey, you know what? Let's walk back here. And you know, a clipboard and a wave will get you through any
Right.
door. Just ask me, right? Hey, how are you? I'm going back here.
Right.
Happens
Well,
to be
hearing
Gwen
from Ernie,
Stefani on
you
the
want to
trailer.
go and you really understand San Diego. You're so connected. You're not only thinking about the entertainment side, you're thinking about how it's impacting local businesses too.
Yeah, we've got, we're partners with Flagship, so during the day you can get on any one of those cruises that are going around the bay, and they're also, every touch point, you know, there'll be local bands that are there. There's going to be a free stage up at Broadway Pier as part of our partnership that anybody can go up and see with all local bands there, after parties, yacht parties. So it really will become, over time, a city takeover, and it will go from 30,000 hopefully to 50 and to 75,000 people, where it's a takeover. You have stages down Fifth Avenue, and we were inspired when Street Scene left, and what Rob Hagen
Remember
did
Rob
with
Hagen?
that, and
Yeah, that was a
it
great
was
deal.
amazing. He was way ahead of his time. They just ran out of real estate downtown. They kept the name, and then they moved it to Qualcomm in the parking
Mm-hmm.
lot. And obviously it didn't work there, even though it was still Street Scene and it still had big bands. But
It wasn't
I
the
go
same.
back to the location, I go back to the nucleus of what makes it special. And that's what's different about this.
By the way, the big plan is to make Wonderfront from Santa Barbara all the way down
Yes.
to San Diego.
I
55
was thinking
stages
that
all
should be
across.
in North
Big
County.
conga line.
Oh yeah.
Are you
Bands
okay? So
over
one of the
6 months.
one of the 5 times you've been on this program, are you leaving now? You have to go, don't you? Are you?
Oh,
gonna
no.
I've been.
stay? He's leaving. He's
that?
freaking leaving again.
Wait, no, I can stay.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Ernie Hahn,
Can't wait.
Teresa Sardina, Logan Byrnes, and Mayor Rebecca Jones.
And of course, from Wonderfront, Ernie Hahn. Man, I can't wait.
Almost
Let me get to the
Monday.
movie.
Isn't that Boston, Georgia?
Pretty good. There you go. We got a lot of juice in our horn section. Trip Sprague up there, Kenny Loggins, and his brother and him, Peter Sprague and himself, legendary musicians, and of course Steve Diller. Steve Diller was big in the '80s. Now he's big and he's 80. No, he's not. Righteous Brothers. Oh, don't even start with that. Don't even start with that. Steve's been with. How long have you been with me? Like 15 years. Righteous Brothers and Leonard Skinner and Huey Lewis, Jimmy Buffett.
Wow, that's incredible.
No, yeah. he's
Yeah,
nice.
but Peter Sprague.
been
When I
around.
was 17 years old, I mic'd Peter Sprague's acoustic guitar.
So is that the bar?
That's the bar.
I mic'd Peter Sprague.
You haven't watched that head since.
Really, San Diego
Not the
City
fact you
College.
have Russell Crowe's phone number in your phone, or you paraded
But, hey,
Paul
Peter-
McCartney past somebody's studio.
Peter Sprague's
but it
a
was
big deal.
Peter Sprague's mic'd up guitar.
On the
yeah.
guitar.
On the
Well,
guitar.
when April's out, Logan can fill in and dance.
Yeah.
Wow, oh my gosh!
That was pretty heavy.
imagine-
What is that?
The
have-
Sully Band and the Sully Band dance.
Yeah.
But I have a
You
question.
can get a cage for me. I can do a little cage dancing. That's how I put myself through medical.
See, this is what
Oh,
happens
wow.
when you're born in Beverly Hills.
Question for Logan
San
Byrnes.
Diego.
Question. All right, you're a seasoned pro. I mean, seeing you on Good Evening San Diego, I mean, you're great. How did you get there? Where was your first job? Like, how did it all start for you with television news?
Cage dancer, Hollywood.
Cage dancer, Hollywood. Somebody discovered me and said, "I'm putting you on the news, Burns."
But seriously, how did you
Mighty
do
fine
it?
work, Byrne.
It was actually, yeah, mighty fine work. So I was a lawyer, I told you that before. So I started working for free on the weekends in Palm Springs. I'd drive up there Saturday morning and I'd work for free. I'd put together some stories. I'd stay at a hotel. And then I'd get this resume tape together and I started sending that out. I got a job in Laredo, Texas, right by the Mexican border. And I was there for a few months.
Wait a second, though. When you decided to go to Palm Springs, you did
Yeah.
you say to yourself, I know, I want to be in TV?
I I wanted to at least try it. I either wanted to do it or I wanted to try it enough to know that I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I was a lawyer Monday through Friday, and then I'd go down to Palm Springs and work there at KMIR. It was the NBC station. Then I went to Texas.
Were you
then back to
anchoring?
Palm
Started
Springs.
at the NBC station?
I worked for free. I would like gather news. I wasn't
Really?
even on the air.
Wow.
It was to get a resume tape together. So I would do fake stand-ups and pretend
Awesome.
stories.
You still do, don't you?
Yeah, and I still do it.
At
So
home.
not a lot has changed.
No, at home you
As
still
you've
do, don't
seen.
you?
Yeah, yeah.
Still working.
It's still working.
It's still
Fake it till you make it. I'll let you know when I made it. I'm
right.
just faking it, baby.
So now you're in Texas. How was it in Texas?
Interesting. We had a Spanish-speaking new newscast, and I'd come on and tease to the six, and I would say hasta las
Oh, hey,
seis.
babe, I'm going to tease to the
Hasta
six,
las,
babe.
hasta las seis. Yeah, we'll see
Wow.
you at 6. Then I went back to Palm Springs and was the main anchor there. The other station hired me, oddly enough. And then I went to Connecticut. I was in Connecticut for a while. Inside Edition, back to Connecticut, Los
wait,
Angeles,
wait.
San Diego.
Inside Edition.
And now I'm on the Sully Show with you guys.
And thank you. He called it what again?
always like this, by
What
the
is it
way.
called?
The Sully Show.
Thank you. Sorry, Tommy. I didn't. You know, I know.
On the air with
Is that all
Sully.
right?
Sully Little Tommy
you
and
know, Tommy's
Rusty.
been
Nail.
famous.
Oh, okay.
It's not Sully.
Sully, Tommy, and Rusty Nail.
Yes, it is.
Right.
But
But anyhow, go ahead.
but Inside Edition.
Yeah.
I mean, hello. How did you get
how are you?
that? How'd you get that?
Have you seen me? What do you mean, how did I get that?
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Because you do.
Come on.
You look like an anchor man when you're.
Let's go. They said we need Byrnes in here. We got to get these ratings pumped up.
He's always like this, by the way, his energy.
They wanted his dance
Can I-
skills.
You know, I interviewed for it. They liked me. I mean, you know.
That's awesome.
He's also very athletic.
I am, Teresa. Thank you so much.
I want to see this in your picture.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Wait.
I want to see what this looks like.
This guy, okay.
Kind of.
You play football, baseball, volleyball, you golf. Is there anything that
Yes.
you don't do?
I'm not. I want to learn the curling.
Oh, I thought you were shoveling.
Wait a minute.
You're
I learn
already
the curling.
You're already good at shoveling, so I was gonna say,
This
I
is
think we've
what
all
it's
seen
like.
that here.
Yeah, this
It
is
looked
what
very
it's like.
dangerous when
Yeah.
you first started.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I know. I was like, wait, where are we going with this?
When you hang out with Logan, it's like, okay, let's play some football. Okay, what do you want to do next? Do you want to play soccer? Do you want to play baseball? Do you want to play paddleball?
So
Do you
just-
want to
so-
go in the ocean?
But don't you feel like he's like when I watch him on the evening, like he's the buttoned up, like
He's
just
anchorman.
tight.
Oh yeah, clearly. And this is what
anchorman,
happens when you're
like-
buttoned up all the time.
And then it's
what
clearly very stressful that time, and then we get the dancing in
Well,
the
this is
studio
called
every day,
it's
and-
blowing off steam
They've
here.
let me out of the cage here.
Totally calling balls
Fun
and strikes
Logan.
here.
Bro.
The
Just
fun
Sure,
Logan.
and Logan
I
are
like
the best.
that.
They help all of us out on Good Evening Sandy with our stories because they're so knowledgeable. They just know so much
Oh,
about
you got
the
him.
law.
You got them bamboozled.
No, I call Ginger Jeffries Judge Jeffries. I mean, they know their stuff.
Ginger's awesome.
They're so helpful.
But so do you with community stuff. How's that going?
I absolutely love it. So I work on the morning show on the weekend. So I cover all the entertainment and features. And then during the week, more of like investigative pieces, which I like as well. That's why I'm at KUSI. I want to solve, problems. I want to make a difference, and there's a lot of stuff coming up soon. Working on some investigative pieces in the East County area.
Oh, that.
You know, for some time now, Dan Plant and we've been covering the homeless encampment.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing issue, county versus city, who's responsible. But when you have a big problem out there, and there's so many residents that are unsettled, feeling unsafe, you would think something would be done about it.
What is Sandag doing about that? Because that's a Sandag issue, right?
there we go.
What are there, 13?
It is not a Sandag issue.
It's not?
You know what needs to happen is we need to have a legislative fix in this.
Right.
I
It's
agree.
We
a
really
lot of
do.
it's policy, right?
It really is.
Right, and
It's
now there's a lot of violence happening. It is reported. There's crimes happening out there, sex trafficking, sex crimes, against minors. It's a big problem out there and needs to be fixed.
Yeah. We have what, 10,000-ish? We have count every January here. I know the count happened later this year.
I haven't actually seen the new numbers. In San Marcos, we were right around less than 10.
Yeah, good for you.
Which is good, but I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of our proactive approach. But you know what? It's not going to go away. We need to, and when you have mayors talking about people sleeping in their cars, sleeping on the street, and it's okay, it's a big no. Nobody feels safe with that.
Exactly.
No.
Keep up the good work.
That'd be a no.
Hey, after the break, I have a question for Ernie Hahn.
I have a question for Logan. Who's your favorite person to interview? totally call him here? No, on KUSI. Just call him balls and strikes.
It's not the ones that allow people to sleep on the street.
Welcome to this middleman's entries of articles. This artist made audible observations for mass production, mass consumption. Fly school graduate, ready for class instruction. Path I'm trudging, got potholes and dips. Not supposed to quit while I got flows to spit. I reveal scars and nicks on this road that I chose. I'd rather run straight from it. I fall with the
Yeah.
Now that is.
All right.
Me and Ernie can tap our and do this. You know, but
That's fantastic.
But honest, that's the most coordination.
Thank you.
I've ever seen. Appreciate it. Good stuff.
All right.
Hodgins. Of course, we're used to the whole show.
So
We're
good.
used to the whole show, nacho sobers. But I'll tell you what, when these two guys get in a thing when we're on stage, the crowd goes nuts. It's like we go take a break.
That's great.
And they take it over. Well done.
And speaking of music, you know, the Hahn last name is huge in San Diego. I mean, it's an iconic name here in town. And it's synonymous to the San Diego Sports Arena. Every time I see you, I always want to ask you stuff about the sports arena and just memories. I mean, with you growing up at the sports arena, do you have like a cool sports arena story from like a rock star or anything?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of them. You know, one of my favorites is I just started working at the arena. I started in July of '91, and so I was an event coordinator. And yeah, it was January of '92, and we had 2 sold-out Guns N' Roses, 2 sold-out Metallicas, sold-out Cult, and a sold-out Rush. And I remember them like yesterday. It's funny when you book those. But long story short. On the first night of the Guns N' Roses was Soundgarden was opening. They played, and then I was looking for the promoter Brian Murphy, who's no longer with us, a legendary promoter in the business, who I learned a lot from. And I was looking around, and all of a sudden, you know, the music kept kind of going. People were stomping their feet, and Soundgarden's supposed to go on. I'm looking for Brian Murphy backstage, and bottom line is Brian Murphy had actually got on a plane and was heading to Los Angeles with the manager, because Axl was still up in Los Angeles. So
How do you tap dance around that one?
So
Because how many people did that place hold?
well, we had 13,700 people, and we had, you know, crowd shots going back and forth, and it was like Chariots of Fire. I'll never forget, because there was a girl, a lady that was with an older gentleman on the floor, and she was kind of dancing, and the camera caught her. And the camera was going across the crowd, and there were some girls that were flashing.
I hate when that
And of course, that was
Oh, yeah. all that.
encouraging applause and all that stuff, and we're kind of like trying to keep wraps on it. And then there was this lady in the middle of the floor that started doing this, and then like pretending like she might like lose like the drawers.
Wow.
And so it was like Chariots of Fire.
You know,
Like, I'm running
looking
that
at the
direction.
nervous face, like you're living it again. I mean,
I'm like running this way, thinking like this can't happen, and then all of a sudden, yeah, I was like there, and then like 10 feet away, all of a sudden, comes
my
down,
God.
and I'm just like,
It was a different kind
So they got to see the head of the
got-
sports arena, and
they got to see a lot of
Spring
things
Moon
that
over
night.
Miami.
Bottom line is, they get him. He comes back down, and at 12:30 in the morning, Guns N' Roses hits the stage. They
Boy.
played till 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, my goodness.
We had just gotten something called voicemail on our phone system. And I'd left that morning coming back to Del Mar, not far from where we are now, Logan. I was renting a place in 20th Street. I got home as the sun was coming up. I slept for 2 hours. I went back because we had Guns N' Roses that next night.
Right.
And I got back and I had 62 new messages. And every single message kind of went like this. Hi, I had a 14-year-old last night at Guns N' Roses, and it showed that the show was going to be over by 11:45. My son came out into the parking lot at 4:22 in the morning. What kind of bleep, bleep,
Yeah,
bleep,
right.
bleep? I'm like, Mrs. Jones, not happy. Here's Guns N' Roses and Avalon's management. Next one, beep, same thing. Went through all of them, did the same thing that night. Good news, he's back in town. They still went on at 12:30 again the
The
next
second night?
Wow.
and played till 3:30 in the morning. So that's a tough one to forget, just because it was
Yeah, you think?
crazy, and it was just different still then. Back in '92,
Wow.
rock and roll, kind of doing whatever they want to do, and that was a crazy set.
What was your first concert ever? Do you remember? Barry Manilow?
No,
Up with people?
it was Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Alabama.
No kidding.
Back in the Big Oak Ranch days.
My goodness.
Do you remember that? That was a lot of fun.
Big old ranch days?
Mine was Britney Spears.
Of course it was.
Seriously?
Of course it was.
What was your first
Well,
Logan, what-
that's only because
No, what
you're
was it?
12,
What was it really?
28.
Though? What was it really?
I'm trying to be young.
What's
Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Ah! Rob, what's his name?
Come on, band.
Was it?
Bring it in. Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Man.
How about you?
My first was Garth Brooks in the 90s, and I had no idea I was at the Garth Brooks concert.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, so, yeah.
That was a big night. What happened?
So one of my, I was like, I
were you
think
drinking? What's going on
11
here?
years old.
Oh, wow.
maybe. And
So mom gave you
my
some Dramamine
friend-
on the way to put you to sleep? Is that what happened? You
So my
didn't know where
friends
you
that
were when you
own,
woke up?
yeah, well, my friends that own Boot World, they're big country fans, and they invited me to go to a country concert, and they hooked us up with some cute little boots, and went to a country concert, and then years later, I'm like, wait, I was at the Garth Brooks concert?
You just thought you were going boot shopping. Do you remember your first concert?
I do.
Boston?
No, my first show, and it's awesome because it was a great, talk about a San Diego kind of legacy spot. I saw Big Country.
Oh, sure.
At the California
Oh, yeah.
Theater.
Wow.
In a Big Country.
Did you have to sneak out for your first concert? Did you have to sneak out
but
to go to your
That was
You
a great
remember
venue,
mine.
by the way.
'Cause
California
I-
Theater, which has been shut down for years. But that was a legendary spot.
Yeah, it was. I saw Donny Osmond there.
Don't tell that to him.
Was that your first concert?
You know, you can still see Donny Osmond.
I'm sorry, you're right. It was the Partridge
Yeah,
Family.
so that
My
Garth
bad.
Brooks
No,
concert, that was at the sports arena.
My very first concert was the San Diego Sports Arena, and I was the youngest one there. It was Kenny Rogers and Dottie West.
What's with all the country
Wow.
deals, man?
Kenny Rogers and Dottie West.
How about yours?
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
Sully,
them.
what do we got?
This is going to be really scary for you all.
Oh, geez.
Frankie Valley.
I was 6, and my dad drugged me to Otis Redding.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
No,
That's cool.
Not as bad.
yeah, my dad was a drug runner, and we ended up backstage. No, I'm not kidding. My real father had a really jaded past. Like I
That
think
must
I
have
said,
been like 66.
no, it was 66. Yeah, and my I remember my
That was
mom was
before
like
I was
mom was
born.
like the head of the employee
you were
benefits for
born.
General Dynamics. So imagine Slash marrying Hillary Clinton. This is what she gets.
My favorite one was Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Krista. That was when like Zimas were really popular.
Oh,
Hey,
bring
hey
Zima
Teresa,
back.
Zima was never popular. I'm just going to tell you that. Hey, on the air is on the air. We'll be back in 1 sec. Hey there, on the air is on the air. Our special guest host, the mayor, Rebecca Jones.
Yeah.
Ernie Hahn, Teresa Sardina. I have a whole new side, Logan Byrnes. Fantastic. Of course, myself and little Tommy Sablon. Can I just say, give me a little sign. Maybe you've heard the album. It's this one here, Tommy. See
Wow.
that? Maybe
Hey,
I'll
but
pick it-
seriously, you guys did hit the charts, right? What happened?
Yeah, we
last
charted at number 3 the first week as a debut album on the Billboard Blues chart, and then we climbed up to number 2 this week, and then I think we were number 2 on Radio Play on some other. I mean, it was actually very surprising. All I know is that if nothing ever happens, I can say 2 things. I'm playing the Ace parking lot stand at Wonderfront, and I can always say I'm a top 5 blues artist on Billboard.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's
and,
awesome.
and thanks to the band for doing that. Fantastic job, DJ.
Sully Band.
James.
All right.
Sully Band. I
James,
had you on
James
the
East, of
show.
course, is our
It's
music
amazing.
director. Well, thank you.
Can we actually book the Sully Band for events?
No.
Bar mitzvah.
So like when I get married one day, can I have
We're
the
very,
Sully Band
we're very important.
perform?
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
I'll marry you because I like to do that as long as it's
Oh,
not my
okay.
own wedding.
Yeah, of course
And
you can.
I think
we don't
Sully's
do a lot of
playing San Marcos.
Come
on.
okay, how many times have I asked you to say, hey, can you put a word for the guy that books the summer con? See, we used to beg to get to play. And and after how long have we been playing together, you guys? I'm going to call it Mark. How long have you been? You and Tripp are my 2 oldest people that I know in
Yeah.
the world, but also the two people.
All right.
How long have we been doing this?
I'm gonna give you
2000, 2000? Probably before 2000.
It's been the longest time.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Seems like a lifetime, right, Mark?
Hey, we have the greatest guests here, and I have questions for Logan. All right, Logan.
All right, Tommy, what do you got?
I know we talked about your
Talk,
dad.
Tom.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's huge. I mean, he's an icon.
Yes.
How was it growing up? Can you tell us a story about growing up? I mean, did you ever walk down to the living room and there was, Jack Nicholson with your dad?
Well, but my godmother was Natalie Wood, and we would.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Like the Natalie Wood?
Natalie Wood.
Like,
Wow.
when we're a jet.
Yes.
That Natalie Wood?
That Natalie Wood.
Wow.
He's so humble. We had no idea
Yeah.
about all this.
West Side Story, Natalie
Come
Wood.
on, let her
Yes.
tell us.
Maria.
Yes.
Natalie Wood, tell us.
Gosh.
Oh, that's right. Same thing.
So my dad is in the hot tub. Is in the. No, it's not another hot tub story. It's a sauna story.
Whoa, hot tub.
A sauna. So my dad and my mother are in Natalie and Robert Wagner's sauna, right?
Oh, this is a big stretch.
And she's pregnant with me, and apparently she starts going into labor while they're in the sauna. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So she's got to get to the hospital. So apparently all 4 of them jump out of the sauna, get into the Cadillac convertible because the thing's already got the top down, hair still wet, in the car, down to the Cedar Sinai Hospital where she gives birth to me at like 6 o'clock.
In a hot tub.
A sauna.
No, it's
I've been in so many over my life. I get it confused.
Of course.
So the famous Robert Wagner.
So
Natalie
anyhow,
Wood,
that's kind of a funny story.
But they're famous for having Christmas parties. Robert Wagner. and
Yeah,
Natalie
we
Wood.
would
Did
go
you
over there all the time. Yeah, and go out on the boat where, unfortunately.
Was it Auntie Nat? Was it Auntie Nat?
Wow.
What'd you call him? What'd you call Uncle Robbie?
Yeah, I know. RJ is what everybody calls
You know what I call it? You should write a book called Hot Tub Mafia. There's so many stories.
So that was good.
Oh
Yeah, that's
my
kind of a
gosh.
fun one.
That's awesome. My daughter's actually named after Natalie Wood.
Oh, look at that.
The only
my God,
name
we're going
that my
back in
ex
time.
and I could actually
Was
agree
Natalie.
on was Natalie, and there she is,
It's a
Natalie.
good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anybody else pick up on
Awesome.
4 in the morning in the
Yeah.
I was like,
Because that,
Thank you,
that
Marty.
was kind of a red flag to me.
Well, they were listening to Axl
Pregnant
Rose.
mom, 4 in the morning, went into labor.
Hollywood.
Sure, nothing else happened.
oh, he has great
Probably not a
stories.
good time to be in the hot tub in the sauna if you're pregnant, right? I was probably like, it's hot in here, get me out.
You know what we're doing?
At 4 in the morning.
At 4 in the morning.
You're not seeing the graphics on screen, but there's a hot tub count. And every time you said hot tub today, I think we're up to what, 65?
It was a sauna.
Yeah, that's a big difference. How about that?
I'm
Logan
hoping
has
he
the
didn't
best
bring
story.
a graphic for that one,
Yeah.
being that he
Yeah,
brought
yeah,
all these
yeah, you
pictures
do.
with him.
Hey, but Teresa, at this very moment in your career, I feel you're at your very best. I mean,
Thank you.
you're doing.
I feel that way.
I know. I can
feels
tell.
really good.
How do you feel? How is it when you're reporting?
I love it. I feel confident, and it feels really good to be in this role. I love being out in the community, making a difference, informing people, rallying people up sometimes. It feels really good. And it took a long time to get here.
Because you can write your own ticket. I mean, what's your goal? Like, where do you want to be, in 5 years?
In that seat right there.
But seriously, I mean, what's your ambition?
To anchor in San Diego.
Really?
I want to stay connected to the community, which I love. I'm from San Diego. That's where I want to be. I want to anchor in San Diego.
Do you have any anchors that can mentor you? Do you know anybody that's an
Or
anchor?
that you can bump off the set. Because maybe he has a hot tub issue.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Make it look like an accident.
Logan's a great mentor. Ginger's
yeah.
a great mentor.
Oh, yeah.
It took a lot to get here.
Oh, I know
In
it.
other small markets, producing, anchoring, reporting, shooting my own stories, editing. So
You were a one-man band.
yeah, and that was my goal, to make it here at home in San Diego, and I did it.
You did it.
Good
You
and
did it.
and I stayed in touch with Steve Cohen, our KUSI news director, for years.
That's good.
And the truth, I've been told no a couple of times, saying you're not ready, but we made it.
But I'm not kidding aside. He is the arbiter of who's ready or not. He's fantastic.
Oh, he's
I mean, he
yeah,
can
he
tell you if
is.
you're a day early, just give it a little more and you're gonna be perfect. And he's right every single time. He's one of my mentors too.
He's just so easy to talk to. And
he is.
every day before I go out in the field, I have a discussion with him about my story.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're on the same page.
The guy's the angle master.
Yeah.
He is. If you're looking at a news story, this guy can give you an angle you would have never thought of.
Exactly.
Same thing with business and stuff. We don't get to talk as frequently as I'd like to. But
And I've never worked with a news director like him. The fact that he will call you during your live shots sometimes,
Yeah.
and he'll give you feedback
Yeah.
or compliment you. And he's just great.
Yeah,
Just like this amazing mayor here in the county.
He just called us a minute ago, and this is what he said to me. He said,
I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. And if you don't do it, you're fired.
"That's it." So
Now-
Steve calls us every once in a while, right in the middle of the show. And that's the
That's
constructive criticism he
I
gave
believe
us.
it. But walking in KUSI, it's kind of like a movie. It's just everyone's just so. I don't know. It's just kind of like I don't know. I get
Nuts.
that feeling.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like wild.
No, it's no
you see
kind of
the
relationship.
McKinnon's owners walk down the hall, and
No, it is. It's
so
pretty
strong and
impressive.
confident.
And it's also pretty nerve-wracking when you first walk in there the first time as a guest or something, because it's the real deal. Before you get out here, anything you're promoting? Anything little for the city?
Just there's a small little festival happening in November. It's going to go on sale next week. So go to wonderfrontfestival.com or Wonderfront Fest on Instagram and sign up for the Wonder List, because that's going to get you into the on sale faster than the general public. So get out there and do it. It's going to be exciting for everybody.
And a big thank you to the mayor, Rebecca Jones.
Yeah.
Will you come back and co-host with us?
I will. I just want to know where my tickets are for November.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many, you know those voicemails you got after Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
How many voicemails have you said, hey, Ernie, I got a favor.
Yeah.
I got 8 friends that want to come to the VIP thing.
Oh my gosh.
You got to change your number like next week. You realize that? All right, guys.
That's fun.
That was great. Thank you for having us.
Once again, we're looking for a live studio audience, so send it to controlroom@loft100studios.com. We'll start having a little bit of a party here.
And the word of the day today, hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hey, hot tub versus sauna. Which is which?
Well, which is better? When do you want one over the other?
What brings on the birth? I always thought it was walking around.
Heretofore, this will be called the hot tub episode. See you next week, everybody.